So how much is here? 70. What? What are you doing? I'm preparing for the Pechersky Chestnuts contest. What's the point of the contest? The essence is to create a unique clothing design.
Розробити дизайн найоригінальнішого одягу.
The most appealing concept that juries select will receive the Grand Prix. What's this installation? It's not an installation, it's a robin. This is Think Big, the program about education in Ukraine. It'll also tell you how to spend your student days in a memorable way. Today we're visiting Kyiv National University of Technologies and Design. Listen, what's your hip measurement?
Що в тебе за таз?
That's a female model. It's rather unisex.
Це унісекс.
Kyiv National University of Technologies and Design was founded back in 1930. It includes 7 faculties, 3 institutes, 3 colleges, and 9 centers and education complexes. Almost 10,000 students attend the university, and more than 500 lecturers work here. It is situated in 9 buildings and 9 dormitories. The university is training in 26 types of a bachelor's degree and 20 master's degree. The Faculty of Fashion Industry teaches students how to create stylish clothing, master the necessary mechanisms, and work skillfully with the necessary techniques. I wanted to find out how masters of rib knitting are taught. This is the knitting and training hall. People here know everything about rib knitting, what it is made from, and what equipment is used. In other words, how to create this dress using this thread. Essentially, rib knitting is not a fabric but material that consists of connected knots. Students learn the theoretical aspect of knotting and making items by knitting. Gloves, socks, kerchiefs, and scarves at lectures. They put their knowledge into practice directly on knitting machines. In order to become a professional shoemaker, a student has to know the classification and range of leather products, accessories, and footwear. They'll learn about equipment and the different features of materials later. Only after this do they learn about the manufacturing techniques involved: seams, decoration, gluing, making soles, etc. To make this model of shoe we need shoe tree, materials, a wooden last, studs, and a pair of pliers. It sounds easy, of course, but students get to this stage only in their third year.
Приходять до цього етапу лише на 3-му курсі.
Study at the university is divided into 2 stages. The first is the Pechersky Chestnuts Festival, and then everything else. Well, in anticipation of the festival, we'll look forward to it. We might have to wait a while, it depends on when you start it. The festival is held once a year in the last month of spring. So let's discover what else the university offers its students, besides studies, of course. The first thing that comes to mind is the Culture and Arts Center. You can work in one of 8 creative studios, for instance, the Comedy League Studio or the Theater Studio. One also can participate in numerous student events that are held in the university. Rehearsals for Faculty Day are taking place right now. Every faculty celebrates its birthday by organizing a large annual concert, with songs, dances, and special effects. This concert is usually flavored with humor too. There are lots of guys who can make people laugh.
Найкращий такий показник нашого.
The best gauge of student life in such activity is the Comedy League. We have teams that participate every year, and of course we accept new people.
Які кожного року беруть участь, і звісно, ми набираємо нові команди.
Students are also interested in the Miss and Mr. University contests. They are held annually, and they have been of a very high quality in the last few years. The interest of sponsors is an indicator of their quality. We also hold a photo exhibition. We organize a large exhibition in this park area.
Організовуємо велику виставку між деревами.
These strings are put up around the entire park area, on which these photos are placed.
Там намотуються і причіплюються ці фотографії.
We create 3 photo zones, a game zone, food court, and music with free tea. It's quite good fun.
Фудкорт і, звісно, музика, чай безкоштовний, весело.
We have a tradition, the students' initiation that happens in a nightclub of some kind. I mean, we instantly introduce ourselves. They come to our university and they learn that it's interesting with us and how our student life is.
Є студентське життя.
First and foremost, in order to create clothing designs, you have to be able to draw. Be prepared to show your creative skills in order to enroll into the design faculty. So what do you think? Anyone can offend an artist?
Художника може образити кожен.
You have to know how to draw, but especially for drawing people, you have to understand body proportions and types. At the beginning, students learn the basics of drawing and compositions, coloristics and compositions. They move on to learn about garment construction in the second year.
Материалы и их свойства.
You have to have an understanding of materials and their features. You have to understand how to model forms and construct garments. Then you learn how to present the finished product, finished collection, or individual model. You have to know the basics of a signature style, project design, and marketing.
Фирменного стиля, проектной графики,
Students begin creating clothing from sketches, plans, and then try to put them into reality using materials. And at the peak of this process, create a personal collection. It's important to note that this refers to exclusive models and not commercial scales. In other words, the first steps in the world of high fashion. An haute couture collection assumes that every model is individual and that the collection overall is a work of art. About 90% of handmade work is about these type of collections. These works are unique. They're not for everyday wear, and they can be absolutely impractical and non-unitary, so one can only look at them. At the same time, they can set a whole new trend in fashion.
могут задавать направление моды.
If you feel that you can grow up and become a grand couturier, it will be hard to do this without practice or inspiration. Students at the university go in search of this practice and inspiration at the Student House of Fashion. The place is always crowded, and it's not always practical to work on one's collection at home or in the dorms. Working outside is not an option. But here you have a place where there is everything necessary for creativity. The entrance is free. Eno took his opportunity one day. He came from Nigeria and became one of 500 international students. Eno came to Ukraine thanks to the Pechersky Chestnuts contest. I studied and lived in Minsk before. I came here 2 years ago, as I took part in the Pechersky Chestnuts contest. Thankfully, I won and received the Grand Prix, and then started up my own brand in Ukraine.
Ну, да, слава богу, что я конечно, это конкурс победил, это конкурс Гран-при. И потом меня уже из-за этого у меня свою бренд уже начинал.
Eno works and studies at the same time. He has several personal collections. He says that lecturers and the university's administrators have created a comfortable atmosphere for study and creative growth. They also promote full integration of international students into the Ukrainian student community. Our foreign students enter all our projects and take part in them while attending our university. These are sports, art, voluntary, or science-related projects.
В житті університеті це спортивні, мистецькі, волонтерські.
At KN-UTD, you can study in 3 languages. Ukrainian and Russian are used for all subjects taught. Several popular programs are taught in English. In such case, foreign students learn Ukrainian as one of their subjects. We have a preliminary course where foreign students can easily learn the Ukrainian language over the course of 10 months. That's if they've shown interest in studying at the basic faculties, which is in Ukrainian. Representatives of more than 70 countries have studied at the university in the last 75 years of its existence. Graduates are the best advertisement for a university abroad. Foreign students come here because the education at KN-UTD is good quality and inexpensive. Besides, they get comfortable living conditions and unique specialties. Pharmacy, biotechnologies, chemistry, these are fields that are developing rapidly everywhere. The university pays close attention to them. Let's go and see what students at the technology and design faculty are up to. The faculty is training specialists in the pharmaceutical industry, which annually increases its turnover in the Ukrainian economy. They also explore and study the production of source materials for the light industry, namely polymeric materials and threads. A great deal of attention at the faculty is paid to the study of biotechnology and electrochemistry. The university invites prominent specialists from Ukraine. There's great interest in leading nations around the world in the projects created by students and experts at the university. Our graduates don't have any problems getting job offers. They work in the pharmaceutical industry, food and light industry. Many companies already ask for our specialists once the students enter the freshman year, when they enroll into our faculty.
Випускники ще з першого курсу, коли вони вступають на наш факультет.
Practice must be, well, practical. Therefore, the University of Technology and Design has its own workshop.
Технології дизайну є власне
I have a few ideas for a competition.
кілька ідей для конкурсу.
University students work in the workshop without paying. They just have to submit a request. In addition to the equipment available, they can also ask for their colleagues' help. This is important since clothing designers sometimes have no idea how to sew the projects they have dreamt up. They can always make an arrangement with the designers. The equipment in the workshop lets you sew everything apart from men's jackets, as they're made in factories. The rest, as they say, is up to you. It seems so simple, but it actually requires a lot of concentration.
Неабиякої концентрації.
You can acquire knowledge not only in biotechnologies, fashion, or design at the university. They'll also teach you how to make money in your field. At the Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Law, students learn how to set up their own business and operate it. Starting from the second year, students begin to create their business ideas, work in a team, start their own startups, and to implement them. Besides the students who initially chose this faculty, many students from other specialties enroll here to get a second education. They are current students of years 2 to 3 at faculties where they model, but have no idea how to realize their projects commercially. These students invest in their future. They obtain a second education at the Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Law, where they learn legal basics and the main foundations on how to run one's own enterprise. They are dreamers, talented, creative people who strive and want to realize this dream in their lives. Wow, those who are watching this edition from the start might ask, what exactly is the Pechersky Chestnuts contest? Well, I can show you.
Печерські каштани. Ходімо, покажу.
The Chance Ball was held at the Kyiv Technological Institute of Light Industry in 1955. It was a demonstration of the diploma works of sewing specialists, which turned into a real fashion show. These shows have become famous since 2001 by the name Pechersky Chestnuts contest. There are people who live their vocation, and so they organize the Pechersky Chestnuts Festival. It's some kind of fever. It's all worth it, all our efforts, this crazy week. It's worth it all.
Безумство, воно того варте.
Students' preparations for the festival go on for almost a whole year. The participants have to design and create several models of clothing or footwear, while the organizers develop the location and setting and invite the guests. In the last week before the event, preparations continue around the clock, and then the show finally starts. More than 200 talented designers show off their collections to a panel of judges. The winners receive money prize. Yet the main idea of the contest is to show oneself, meet colleagues and potential customers, take in new ideas and demonstrate one's own ideas. And without exaggeration, to get huge experience. This is accessible to any participant who is enrolled in the contest, not just to its winners. People are sometimes shocked and cannot give feedback because they've never seen such beauty, neither on TV nor in real life. Moreover, even people with big reputations are astonished by everything.
Коли потрапляють до нас, вони
By the collections, stage production, music, the entire event. They're amazed because they feel energy and ideas.
відчувають енергетику і ідеї.
A lot of interesting aspects remain behind the scenes of the festival, both during preparations and backstage. Makeup, fast change of costumes and nerves experienced in 3 semi-finals and the final. Pechersky Chestnuts is a real fashion week in the world of student fashion. What is this? It's a doublet from the collection Brexit 1540, encrusted with Sri Lankan rubies and a hat.
Олімпійськими рубінами і капель.
So you want to win the contest with this? You know, modern designers are inspired by 1920s, 1940s, 1960s. I decided to search in the 16th.
А я вирішив надихнутися в
Year? No, century.
столітті.
We visited Kyiv National University of Technologies and Design. That's all for now. Think big. So do I look good in it? Splendid. A potential Grand Prix.
Феноменально. Це гран-прі.
А?